Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and if you love reusing and upcycling and all things secondhand DIY, you have definitely come to the right place and should absolutely subscribe because every single week I share brand new thrifty upcycled Refashionista tutorials plus loads of thrifty vintage style inspiration too, like my absolutely awesome DIY puff sleeve upcycled sweater. And I'll put the tutorial for this gem down below for you. But I was thinking the other day while I was going through my stash that I wonder how many other people spot things at the thrift shop or garage sale or a swap, and you know you're never gonna wear it as it is, but you just love the fabric. Such was the case with this fabulous faux fur dress shirt tunic thing. And like I said, it's been in my stash for quite a while, but it is so amazingly cozy. It is the perfect bright orange for fall. And yeah, the only issue is I don't like it as it is, and it is quite tight on me. So we definitely have to transform this. And I was thinking maybe we can figure out how to make it into a few different awesome accessories for the colder weather, and then see if we can then style those accessories into a rather adorable Halloween costume as well. So it's gonna once again be another 2-for-1 tutorial. So let's take it down to the studio and get making. For this hopefully quick and easy, fabulous fall refashion, all you need is your cozy but too tight dress or tunic or long shirt or whatever the heck this thing is. I don't even know, but this is what we're transforming today. So if you have something similar in your stash or you find something similar at the thrift shop, by all means, go ahead and make what we're making. So as you can see, I have flipped this inside out so I can see what exactly we're working with and figure out what the heck I'm gonna make. And I'm pretty sure this was actually handmade by someone, and now I'm gonna refashion it. So awesome sauceum. But you can also see here, there's an awful lot of extra excess fabric. So I think one thing I'm going to make is just a super cozy top that actually fits me. And I'm pretty sure I can just use this excess existing fabric here to upsize it. So we'll see. But this bottom bit, which is kind of annoying, and you can see it has these very big slits on the sides, I'm going to try to make a very cozy, very comfy, pumpkin-themed hat out of it. So let's see how we're going to do that first. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to do is just chop off the top bit here, right above where these slits are in the side, and that should give me more than enough fabric for my top that I'll make in a minute, as well as tons of fabric on the bottom part here to make my hat. So I now have two very generously sized pieces of fantastic faux fur, and it's a wonderful orange color, which of course is perfect for fall and Halloween. Okay, so I just grabbed one of those pieces, and the original bottom hem here fits pretty much perfectly wrapped around my head. So I'm just going to chop this off, and this is going to actually become my hat band, because then I don't have to sew a hat band. It's already done for me. And I'm also going to leave a little bit of excess fabric here just for seam allowance. Okay, so I just want to show you how I figured out my ideal band size. All I did was take that chopped hem that I just did and wrapped it around my head like so. Very, very easy. There's like literally no measuring, nothing. It's so simple. And again, because it's already done, I don't have to worry about hemming it or anything. So looking at this though, I think this is just about perfect for my personal trainer Candy character. And yeah, I'm gonna have to make her a cool 80s set, I think, a headband and wristbands out of whatever's remaining. So I'll definitely do that for her. Anyway, we're not doing that today. This is what we're doing now. Okay, so I put the ends together, tuck it off my head, and see this excess fabric here? I literally just have to stitch it, then I can chop off that bulky bit and I will have the perfect size for my hatband. Excellent, and very, very little sewing. I can even hand stitch this if I want to. So you can see that I have my headband part all stitched together, and first I did a straight stitch, then I did a tight wide zigzag over top of my straight stitch just for extra strength, and it looks absolutely perfect. And then here's those two bulky pieces just chopped off and ready to be turned into something else at a later date. All right, so now for the top part of my hat, I think I just am going to do kind of like a slouchy beanie because that's the kind of hats that I usually wear. And I looked all over my house to find something round enough and large enough that I could use as a template. And here I came up with this placemat, and it's absolutely perfect. And I'll just measure it for you so you can have an idea. It is 39 centimeters in diameter, so I guess around 40 centimeters should be more than enough if you want to make the same size of hat that I am. And so now I'm just going to cut out the perfect circle of my placemat. So here is my lovely circle, and you can see it's not perfectly cut out, but you know what? I don't care. It's perfect enough. And as I always say, perfection is the enemy of good enough. And of course, I'm going to have some seam allowance anyway. So again, don't get angry, or don't get angry at yourself if you have little mistakes like this, because just count that as your bit of seam allowance and you're fine. It'll be good enough in the end. So I have my circle fabric with the right side facing up, and I have my headband turned inside out. And that is so once everything is stitched together and we flip it all right side out, the right sides will be stitched together properly, and the interior will of course be on the interior. So just how do we stitch it together then? Well, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I adore pin tucks. So that's how I'm going to gather all this up. We'll do that in a second. But if you want to gather up your big circle with your sewing machine, I shall link down below for the tutorial where I show exactly how to do that. It's not that difficult. I just prefer the final result of pin tucks. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I mean, we could just put that kind of in the middle and then easily gather, fold and gather, right? Fold, gather to make your pin tuck, and then put that with the right sides together, and gotta grab my pin, grab a pin, and then pin that. And there you go. There is one pin tuck. And of course it's called a pin tuck because you're tucking and pinning. Very, very easy. Okay, I am going to keep going all the way around here, and I pretty much just eyeball it as I'm going. And if I need to regather or reposition, I do that. I just find it's the quickest and easiest way. And that's what I'm all about, is doing things quick and easy, right? Because I'm self-taught. You know, I didn't go to fashion school or anything like that. I started actually doing this when I was 38. And I inherited a very, very vintage sewing machine when I was living in Germany. So you're never too old to get started. And again, you don't need any fancy education. If I can teach myself, then clearly anybody can do this. Plus, you have all of my great tutorials to help you go along. Or you can go one even better and take my awesome Refashioning 101 e-course and get a fantastic 50% off the course with the code REFASHION50. And you know what else? You get my epic Refashioning 101 ebook for free when you take the course. And I mean, the course is just awesome. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Here's Esther to tell you all about it.
Oh, hello, me little puppets. It's me, Esther. Now, it's come to my attention that the baby boomers and even the Gen Xers have dropped the ball a little bit and have not been teaching the new generation some very basic life skills. Well, I am here to tell you that Refashionista Sheri has a wonderful e-course that will teach you exactly what you need to know to create your own awesome, sustainable, eco-fashion wardrobe for pennies. And not only that, the very last lesson in her course shows you how to take all the skills you learned and transform them into a fantastic little business for yourself, so you can also make some money from your creations and your amazing secondhand finds. Now go click that link, check out the course, enroll, and get started today.
Okay, you can see here I have all of my lovely little pin tucks all done, and I actually think it's going to be pretty darn perfect, but we will see. We will see. Again, if it's not perfect, it's going to be good enough, and that's good enough for me. So now I'm going to go stitch this all together very, very slowly and carefully using a tight, wide zigzag, so the hat will still have the stretch needed to get on and off my head. Okay, it is all stitched together, and I did go around it twice using that tight wide zigzag, and then I trimmed off any of the bulky excess. So it's time to flip it down. And oh my goodness, are you kidding me? That looks exactly as I wanted it to, and I think that's just perfect. But it's missing something, isn't it? Do you know what it's missing? Of course it needs a pom-pom, and here is my jar of pom-poms. And of course this is just a cleaned out pickle jar, and then I stuck an empty thread spool on top and spray painted it with my Refashionista pink. And there you go. Absolutely adorable. But I have all of these pom-poms left from my patchwork sweater dress refashion that I did, and these were all on one of the sweaters I used, and I chopped them all off. And you know what? They're faux fur. And so first I will link that dress tutorial down below for you guys. But look at that. I think that looks absolutely perfect, and it kind of looks like a Tam O Shanter hat, I'm thinking. And if you don't know what that is, well, that is a type of a Scottish cap, a flat cap. And I think that's just going to be perfect. So I'm going to go stitch this on, and then we're going to move on to making the top. Okay, so here is the top inside out, and as I said before, there's an awful lot of excess fabric here, and even on the sleeves there's loads of excess fabric. So the very first thing I'm going to do is slowly and carefully, with my trusty seam ripper, open up all of the side seams straight from the bottom of the shirt all the way down to the hem of the sleeve, and then I'm going to see how much fabric I have to work with. Okay, so the sides are all open now on both sides, and you can actually see here where I unpicked the stitches just how much extra fabric was on the inside of the shirt, and it was the same on both sides. The only issue I had, though, was the sleeves were a lot smaller than the sides here, so I did end up chopping some of my extra fabric that I had left over and adding it to the sides of the sleeves to make everything lovely and even. So now all I have to do is pop those sides back together and stitch them up to create new, wider side seams. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, it is all stitched together. So now let's just have a look. Okay, that looks so fantastic, and it came out absolutely perfectly. Even this area here where I ended up adding the extra fabric panels, perfect. But I'm just not feeling the sleeves here. So with that last remaining bit of faux fur I had left, I created a couple of sleeve cuffs. So I'm just going to pop them on with the right sides facing, of course, and then I'm just gonna go stitch them together. Okay, my sleeve cuffs are done and they're looking absolutely fabulous. And of course, my hat is also done, and I did stitch that adorable little faux fur pom-pom on there, and I actually had enough pom-poms left over that I stitched them all the way around my neckline as well. So now we can finally try this all on and style it all up. How totally adorable did this come out? It is absolutely perfectly a pumpkin for fall, and it is incredibly cozy too. I love this so much. And check out those gorgeous pin tucks there. They're very, very even though I just eyeballed it. And this is so super warm, and I love my little pom-poms. I can't get over how great this came out. And of course, it looks amazing with my upcycled DIY lace bell-bottom pants. So I'll link that tutorial down below for you guys. And remember that, refashioning is fun. It's easy. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And if you want to find out exactly how I do everything from start to finish, remember, you get my epically awesome Refashioning 101 e-course for 50% off. 50% off when you use the code REFASHION50. And now, you know what time it is, guys? It is once again time for troll time. So let's see what I'm doing wrong now. Oh, hi again. It's me, Citrus Meloni, and I'm a Gen Z, and I'm Sheri's social media manager, right? So today I'm doing troll time for Sheri, and I don't even know what to say about this one, you guys, so let's just read it. All right, so this one is from Arka, and Arka says, gross, not every idea has to be made. And once again, what is with all the capitals and exclamation points? I don't understand. Why are you screaming? Do people not understand this? That if you capitalize and you put all the exclamation marks and everything, you're literally screaming. You are telling the world, I am screaming this. And what a ridiculous thing to scream. And you know what, Arka? Not all of your thoughts and comments need to be put online. You're saying, oh, not every idea has to be made. Not all of your crap needs to be shared, right? Not at all. And at the end of the day, Sheri has millions of ideas every single day. So I can guarantee you that not all of her ideas get made, not even 1% of her ideas get made. And the ones that do get made are pretty awesome and pretty darn creative. So unless you yourself are doing this kind of stuff, from start to finish, you're coming up with the ideas, you're sourcing the materials, you're filming the tutorials, then you're editing the tutorials, you're making all of the graphics, you're doing all of the voiceovers, then you put it online and you make the header images and you put the subtitles, you write the description, you put the timestamps. Unless you are doing all of this. Oh, right. And then you're doing all the social media, right? That's my job as the Gen Z staff member. Social media is my job. Anyway, unless you're doing all of that, please don't criticize. And I never understand that either. Do these people go up to just random people on the street and say, what's your job? And then say, oh yeah, what you should do, blah, blah, blah. Do they then criticize just random people? Would you criticize anybody? Why? Why is it that just because somebody puts something online, so many people think they can criticize it, they can badmouth it, they can say horrible things, and even leave threats? It just doesn't make sense. Seriously, look in the mirror. look in the friggin' mirror and figure out what it is within yourself that you need to so project onto other people and just be cruel, because it's bizarre and there's no reason for it. There truly isn't. And like, Refashionista Sheri, what is she doing that's so wrong? Other than sharing free tutorials, putting all this work in behind the scenes to share these tutorials so people can save some money and upcycle and refashion the stuff that they already have. That's not a bad thing, you know, at all. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. And if you don't want to wear it, don't make it. Yeah, I mean, it's logical, right? It's simple, it's logical. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to say about that. And yeah, so until next time, stay safe, stay well, and Refashionista Sheri and I, we will catch you on the zigzag. And Erica, like, take a chill pill, man, okay?
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.